Atlanta Braves, he could be the neutralizer. Jamie Moyer, meanwhile, is on the hill for the Phillies. Well, you don't see it often. You don't see the friends on one side with the friends on the other side. We'll see if they can get along. The lineups are coming up next. Series between the Phils and the Atlanta Braves, and let's take a look at the starting lineup for the Braves, brought to you by Xfinity. Leading it off at shortstop, Omar Infante. Martin Prado, the second baseman, bats second. Chipper Jones hits third, followed by Troy Glaus, the first baseman. Matt Diaz is in left field. David Ross does the catching once again for Brian McCann. Melky Cabrera is over in right field, batting seventh. Hitting eighth is the center fielder, Nate McLeod. And batting ninth and pitching is right-hander Derek Lowe. And they're facing lefty Jamie Moyer, who wheels, making his sixth start of the year.
And one of them, Tom, was a good outing against him. He beat Derek Lowe down in Atlanta a couple weeks ago, pitched well in that ballgame. Phillies got him some runs to work with. He's done a good job against left-handed hitters, and two of their left-handed hitters will not be in the lineup tonight, Hayward and McCann, on account of some physical problems. Scouting report on Jamie from Southwest Airlines. See what he is career-wise against the Atlanta Braves. And, you know, everybody knows how Jamie pitches. Tries to keep the hitters off balance and work the corners.
Well, his last outing against the New York Mets, things didn't start out that well, but Jamie wound up picking up the victory. Speaking of last outings, well, the last outing for Phillies pitcher was by that guy, Roy Halladay, who became the first Phillies pitcher since Dutch Leonard in 1947 to win 6 of his first 7 ball games.
Yeah, and yesterday, you know, he had to battle through some things. You know, he wasn't as sharp as he is in some other games. He had a lot of close pitches that were not going his way. And still, you look out there, and, you know, he did a tremendous job and got them deep into the game, and they won another ball game.
Well, here we go, another series against the Atlanta Braves. It's game 1 of 3, and the first pitch from Jamie Moyer is on the outside corner, and we're underway, and the count is no balls and 1 strike. Omar Infante hitting .296. He's playing shortstop for the injured Yunel Escobar. Escobar is on the disabled list with a groin injury. And he pulls it softly towards short. Valdez has got it. Off balance throw. Dug out by Howard. 1 away here in the top of the first.
That's what you hope the opposition will do against Jamie Moyer. Goes pitches away. The right-handed batters that they try to pull them. And if they do, many nights they play Pepper with a shortstop or third baseman.
Jamie last year had 12 wins, 10 losses, and an earned run average of 4.94. And already with 3 wins this season to give him 261 for his career.
Braves are a team coming in here just struggling mightily on the road. You and Sarge cover that in the opening tonight. 4-12.
Well, 4-12, and they've lost 9 of 10.
It's amazing. The Phillies, they beat the Phillies in that dramatic game, and then they really went into a funk after that and started with the Phillies coming back and beating them 2 straight.
1-0 pitch to Prado is a little below the knees, so it's 2-0. Well, since that victory by the Braves over the Phillies in game 1 of that series, the Braves are 4-12. Yeah. They didn't ride that momentum whatsoever. It's at the knees. 2-1 the count to Prado.
Yeah, the Phillies felt they had that game won that night. Go back over, and there's Bobby Cox retiring after this season. Talking about a Hall of Fame career, there's one.
Over 2,000 wins for Bobby Cox. Prado out in front of that pitch, and he pops it up down the right field side. Jason Worth backpedaling. He makes the grab. And 2 away. Hey, during the 2010 season, Turkey Hill will contribute $100 for each Phillies victory and 5 cents for each carton of Phillies Grand Slam ice cream. Sold to support the Phillies youth baseball and softball programs. So Jamie Moyer has the first 2 outs here in the first. And that'll bring Chipper Jones to the plate. Chipper was 4 for 10 in the series against the Nationals, in which the Braves lost 2 of 3. And he swings at the first pitch here, and he pops it foul.
Well, he's been hot and cold this year. He looks like he's starting to come around and then goes into a funk. And you don't know. He's been hurt so much the last couple of years. You just wonder how those injuries are starting to pile up for this guy.
One and one the count to Chipper, who was 8 for 21 for his career against Jamie Moyer with a home run. But his numbers so far this year are very un-Chipper Jones-like, with a .231 batting average. Yeah, it's 2-1.
And he's always loved to hit here, that's for sure, in Philadelphia, but especially in this ballpark. And career home run leaders, where you're never going to beat that #1 guy. And he's trying to catch Eddie Matthews, who's unbelievable third baseman for Milwaukee and Atlanta.
Off the inside corner, 3-1. Well, Chipper has done his damage against the Phillies during his career. He has 43 home runs against the Phillies for his career. And that's what he's done here at Citizens Bank Park. And he pops it up. First base side, slicing over toward the dugout. Howard toward the rail, makes the grab. About a half a step from the rail and the camera well, and the inning is over. 1, 2, 3 go the Braves here in the top of the first. Pretty good pitching by Jamie Moyer. It's the Braves, nothing. And the bottom third of Carlos Ruiz, Wilson Valdez, and Jamie Moyer facing veteran right-hander Derek Lowe, who's making his 16th appearance, Wheels, against the Phillies.
Yeah, you look at his numbers, and it's hard to tell with Derek Lowe. He almost always gives up the same number of hits per innings pitched, or normally more than that, because he's a ground ball pitcher. He's a contact pitcher. and you just don't know what Derek Lowe you're going to get on a given night. He can be unbelievably good, or other nights you can hit him. From Southwest Airlines, you see his scouting report on him. Sinker, sinker, sinker. He'll mix in changeup and slider once in a while, but for the most part, you're going to get grounders. He has pitched great in this ballpark, and how many pitchers can say that?
Well, including opening day last year for the Atlanta Braves, his first start in a Braves uniform.
And a tremendous game in the playoffs with the Dodgers 2 years ago when he was sailing along in that game, and then who was it? Pat Burrell and Chase Utley. Chase Utley, Pat Burrell hit home runs off him, and the Phillies won that game.
Well, here's Victorino. Shane comes into this ball game hitting .250 with 6 homers and 23 RBIs. The RBIs are tied for 8th in the National League. And look what he's done his last 6 ball games. And he pulls the 1-1 foul past Davey Lopes, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Well, the Phillies have hit, what, 12 home runs this month to lead the National League. Ryan Howard's hit 1. Shane Victorino's hit 3. Just what you'd figure.
Shane chops it right side. To his left is Prado, and on the run he throws out Victorino, and one away here at the bottom of the first. Another lucky McDonald's Phillies home run jackpot contestant is Fred Scheimer of Nottingham, Pennsylvania. If the Phillies hit a home run in tonight's ball game, then Fred will win $100. Phillies also lead the league in runs scored here in this month with 37. That you would expect. What you wouldn't always expect is that they're also leading the league in ERA in this month of May. Here's Polanco, and he takes a pitch on the outside corner for a strike.
They really picked it up with their pitching on this homestand. After the game last Friday night, since then they've been really good.
Polanco 5 for 30 on this homestand. And he shoots it the opposite way, and he's in the hole 0-2. There you see the month of May. The Phillies lead in runs per game with 6.2. Stolen bases, though. They haven't stolen anything during this month of May.
The top of their order is just different, than when they steal bases. And it's because Polanco's a 2-hole hitter. He brings a lot of things to this lineup and has done it already and will do a lot more, but one of them is not stealing bases.
Well, the other thing, too, is that Jimmy's been on the disabled list since the second week of the season. 1-2 pitch to Polanco. Line drive toward left center field. That's going to be in for a base hit. McLeod is going to cut it off. Polanco's going to try for 2. Here's the throw by McLeod. Not in time. A head first slide. And Placido Polanco has his 6th double of the season.
Smart players, not only can they hustle, anybody can hustle, but smart players know where the defense is playing them. So when they hit the ball, they know they have a better chance for an extra base hit. That was a pretty good sinker, but Polly knows they play him towards right center. So when he hits the ball in left center, he knows McLeod has to go a long way for that. So right there, he knows unless something goes terribly wrong with his giddy up, he's got a double.
So the Phillies have a runner in scoring position right out of the chute here at the bottom of the first. Here comes Chase Utley, who has the best numbers against Derek Lowe than anybody else in this lineup, with 10 hits and 2 home runs. And he takes a pitch low, and it's 1-0. These guys have battled each other not only in the regular season but also in the postseason, as Wheels just mentioned. Chase just seems to get up against teams within the division in these big ball games. In fact, this year alone, he's hitting .368.
Well, in that league championship series, game number 1 against the Dodgers 2 years ago, Derek Lowe was sailing along like it was no problem that night. And all of a sudden, Burrell and Utley got him in that inning. And the Phillies took the lead, and then their bullpen got 9 outs, and they were on their way to a world championship.
2-0 the count. And it's low. 3 balls and no strikes.
It's the only way to face this guy, or to approach this guy, Tom, if you want to be successful. See Chase not so hot with runners in scoring position lately. Right now, he has one out there. But you have to make him bring the ball up, because if you don't, you're going to be beating the ball in the ground all night.
Chase looked like he was taken all the way, and it's on the inside corner for strike 1. Ryan Howard waits on deck for the Phillies. last time these two teams faced each other. Chase had 4 hits and 12 at bats. Phillies took 2 of 3 from the Braves. And he lays off a breaking ball. They appeal. No swings is Laz Diaz. And that's Chase's league-leading 24th walk of the season.
Well, that's a pitch thrown by a pitcher who knows he has trouble with a hitter. Because his best pitch, what is it? A sinker. So he threw him a 3-1 breaking ball, and he did hold up, and Laz Diaz confirmed that.
So 2 runners aboard for Ryan Howard. Crew chief of this umpiring crew, John Hirschbeck, is behind the plate. James Hoy is at first. Wally Bell is at second, and we just saw Laz Diaz over at third. John Hirschbeck, longtime major league umpire. He and his brother Mark, the first brother combination to umpire in Major League Baseball at the same time.
Mark, the leagues were separate at that time, so John was in the American League, Mark was in the National League.
And now you've got the Welke brothers, who are part of the Major League Baseball roster. See Ryan, a 10-game hitting streak against the Braves. How about a .421 batting average during that time? And he is zeroing in on Chipper Jones' numbers against Atlanta with 32 career home runs. And he rolls over on that one toward first. An easy play for Gloss. Runners move up to second and third, but there are 2 outs. So Polanco's on third. Chase is on second. Well, here's Jason Worth, who hit a 3-run home run in the first inning of yesterday's game. He got the Phillies rolling offensively. In fact, he had 3 extra base hits. And look where Jason is ranking in a number of the offensive categories in the league. 15 doubles, 20 extra base hits. That's tops in the league. And his batting average is starting to creep up to the top of that leaderboard. He's 3rd overall, as you saw. And he was going for the downs on that one. It's no balls and 1 strike.
Talk sometimes kid around about a guy leaving his feet. He did.
See Jason 5 for his last 9 with runners in scoring position.
He got off to a slow start, and both Jason and Carlos Ruiz are really doing a better job with that.
Well, 1 is hit foul, so it's no balls and 2 strikes. I remember yesterday Jason in the first inning against in the second inning against the St. Louis Cardinals misjudged a fly ball in right field. They originally scored an error to Jason. Well, Jason called the official scorer Jay Dunn after the game and said, I should have caught that ball.
Yeah, they scored it a triple.
Right. Oh, they scored a triple.
Yeah.
And they switched it to an error after the ball game. Jason's down on strikes, and the inning is over. So the Phils get a couple in scoring position against Derek Lowe. Can't cash in. We go to the second. So the 10th annual Teacher Appreciation Night here at the ballpark, and a number of teachers from the Delaware Valley were honored before the ball game, but so was Miss Susan Nilsson, who was Raul Ibanez's 5th grade teacher down in the great city of Miami. And Miss Nilsson joins us now. She's got her little trophy there as that ball from Troy Gloss is hit right out to Raul, almost on cue. Welcome to Philadelphia, and thank you for joining us up here.
Thank you.
I have to ask you, when you see him on the field,
I get chills.
Do you get chills when you see him on the field?
I do. I really do.
Was he
He's
nice?
A lot different than he was when he was 10.
He probably had more hair when he was 10.
Oh, yeah.
Was he as nice a kid as he is an adult?
Yes. However, he had more energy than most.
Here's Diaz. This is going to be 2. Valdez will take it to the bag himself. A 6-3 double play. And quickly, there are 2 outs here in the 2nd inning. Well, he has always said that he wanted to be a baseball player. Could you sense that when he was a kid?
No, I knew it because that's all he talked about in school. And had a little trouble getting him to be serious about reading. And he had to earn his way to the library alone. But he found that reading books about baseball players
That's great.
was a way to focus. And he used to sit with the book down in his lap while I was teaching math.
Well, Valdez throws out David Ross. Now, Miss Nilsson, we don't usually have that fast an inning like that, so we're going to ask you to stay as we go to the bottom of the 2nd, if you don't mind. Raul will be leading off as we go to the bottom of the 2nd. No score from Philadelphia. And the Florida Marlins. All 3 games are night games. You can get your tickets now by logging on to Phillies.com. The Phillies begin play tonight 2 games ahead of the Nationals and the Mets in the division, but 4 games ahead of the Florida Marlins, who are sitting in 4th place. Raul Ibanez leads it off, and we are joined again here at the bottom of the 2nd inning by Raul's former 5th grade teacher, Miss Susan Nilsson from down in Miami. And Miss Nilsson now lives in Virginia. And Raul has talked often about Miss Nilsson, how you put him on the right track academically, but you also brought him to his first baseball game, too, didn't you?
I did.
Tell us about that.
Well, we had tickets for spring training games in Miami when the Orioles were still doing spring training at Miami Stadium. And
look at that. He's got a base hit. Pretty good swing right there. Did you teach him that swing?
yeah, I did.
Take credit. Yeah.
And don't believe it.
But you took him to an Orioles spring training game.
He had to earn his way. You know, homework, tests, everything had to be, right on. And we took him and a friend of his from the class. They both had to meet the requirements. And they had a ball. And we had our daughter there, who's younger than Raul. Not a whole lot, maybe 2.5 years younger. And my greatest memory of that was my daughter and Raul running along the top of the dugout, trying to get signatures. It was great, and he still talks about that.
That's great.
So it was wonderful. But I just knew he was going to do what he set out to do. He has fire in his eyes.
And you can see that even in the 5th grade.
I could. And I still see it.
What I want to know is, when you were teaching math and he's reading the baseball book with the book on his lap, did you let him keep reading?
There was payoff. Payback, I guess I should say. Yeah, I spoke to him. I was not a tyrant. I wanted my kids to read, but I also wanted them to know when not. But he came in the morning before school when he needed help. He didn't want anybody else to know that he needed help, so he would come in before school, and get help.
It's good that he did that, though.
But I told him that I was not going to make him do it. He showed up, I'd be there. And he did. But the best thing I think I ever did was I was in charge of the safety patrol, and I put him on safety patrol.
It looks like he would be good as far as safety patrol.
Have that strap coming across your chest. Yeah. I remember that.
And it was, in our school, it was truly an honor to be selected to do that. But there were criteria, and he met the criteria. And he knew what it meant if he didn't stay at that criteria level. But we've kept in touch all these years.
Well, he's turned out to be a wonderful person. I mean, a great baseball player, but a wonderful person.
A great man, great ball player, great husband, great father. And that's a package to be proud of. Yeah.
Well, he's on second right now with Ruiz at first, and the count 3 balls and 1 strike to Wilson Valdez, who is the number 8 hitter for the Phillies. And Valdez off the hands, a chopper back to the mound. Low to second for 1. Can they turn 2? They do. It's a 1-6-3 double play. Raul goes over to third. So 2 outs here in the 2nd inning.
Guess you know that people have T-shirts in this town now with Raul written off the back. You have your Ibanez shirt. When he comes up to bat, some people might think he's getting booed, and they just keep Raul.
It was funny when he came out to present my award. He leaned over and he said, "They're not booing."
That's great. Yeah, because if you don't know, you think they're booing him.
Well, we were here last year, sat right by the first Geico sign over there, and just thought it was the funniest thing we had ever heard.
Well, the fans here in Philadelphia, they were drawn to him almost immediately. Now, he had a great month of April, which helped. But just the way he plays, they were drawn to him almost immediately. Well, Wheels and I were in the office this year in spring training when you were informed that you had been selected as the teacher that would come here to Philadelphia if you chose to. What did that mean to you when you thought that Raul thought that much of you to invite you here?
Well, I was shocked. I was overwhelmed. And I think even now, I am so honored. I don't think a teacher can have a higher honor than that. I really don't. To have someone think that much of you and what you did for them.
And even all these years later to still have that lasting impression on them.
Yeah. He's a special person to me, and obviously I am to him. So, yeah. And this whole coming here has just been fabulous.
And the presentation on the field, how was that?
I cried.
Yeah.
I told him I wouldn't embarrass him. So I didn't cry, but a little bit.
Well, Jamie Moyer is called out on strikes. Raul is stranded at third here in the bottom of the second. Miss Nilsson, thank you very much for coming on.
Thank you.
Congratulations on your award.
A thrill.
Beautiful award given out on the 10th annual Teachers Appreciation Night here in Philadelphia. For all the information, and please submit your answer on the subject line. Wheels, the question is, who are the 3 players that have at least 100 career home runs with 3 different teams? The answer will be revealed in the 7th inning.
Did we have a question like that the other night?
Well, we might have had something similar to that. Not that exact question.
3 players who have
100 home runs for 3 different teams. Here's Melky Cabrera, who did not have 100 home runs with the Yankees. So
no,
if he hits 100 for the Braves and whatever other team he plays for in his future, he cannot be part of that category.
Right.
Hitting just 191 this year. And he's out in front of that pitch, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Cabrera was involved in the deal this past offseason that sent Javier Vazquez to the New York Yankees. Now, the deal has not worked out really for either team as of yet. Cabrera hitting just 191, and Vazquez really struggling with the Yankees. There's a soft roller toward the middle. Valdez quickly to his left, throws a little low, and it's dug out by Ryan Howard. So 1 away. Valdez has been very busy so far tonight. And well, yesterday we told you about Robin Roberts passing away at the age of 83, and the Phillies are commemorating his memory with Robin's jersey in the dugout, but also with that patch that you just saw on the sleeve of Raul Ibanez and Carlos Ruiz, and the Phillies will wear the number 36 patch in honor of Robin Roberts on not only their home uniforms but also their road uniforms for the remainder of the season. And Robin will be laid to rest on Monday. And all around baseball, the tributes have been rolling in about Robin Roberts and his great career, and more than anything else, his great life, and just what an amazing person he was up until the day he passed away.
Special, Tom. Special guy. So many ways. Still hurts thinking about that. Robbie's gone.
So the Whiz Kids National League pennant flag is a half-mast still out in the outfield.
That's great uniform too that they have in the dugout. You know, as a Phillies fan, as a kid looking at that, was the old, looks like that old flannel uniform.
The big numbers.
Big numbers on the
pinstripes.
You know, kind of it wasn't as, the uniforms weren't as bright as they are. They didn't have that white that the Phillies were, more of a, I don't know, cream color.
Well, Nate McLeod goes down on strikes. He tried to hold up his swing. But there are 2 away. First strikeout for Jamie Moyer. And that'll bring Derek Lowe to the plate. Well, as the day has moved on, as we see Jamie's pitch to McLeod, And he just tied him up. As the day moved on yesterday and even throughout today, you got a real feel for just how dominant Robin Roberts was during his career, particularly in the 50s.
Oh.
Winning as pitcher in the 50s, but also all of the all-star games that he started for the National League.
He was so good. And, you know, Robbie, you know, watch a game the way you watch it now. I used to talk, I said, what did you throw? He basically threw fastball and a cutter. You know, that's what he threw. He called it a slider. You know, they didn't really call it a slider. Yeah, he didn't throw a curveball. You know, he said he had a little changeup that he started to use later on. But he basically threw a high four-seam fastball and a little cutter and threw strikes and competed.
1-1 to low, swung on it, missed. He tried to hold his swing like McLeod, and it's 1-2. One of the comments that I read about Robin Roberts came from a couple different ball players who faced him in the 50s, and they said his motion was effortless. And he just made it look so easy as he came to the plate.
He was one of those drop and drive guys that you talk about now, like a Tom Seaver type, you know, with the pant leg getting dirty. Look at the innings. Never pitched fewer than 304 during that period of time. 28 straight complete games. And you'd ask him about that, and it was like, that's what we did. You know? And then he would never say anything about the game today, where you'd say, well, you know, you could never bait Robin into saying something about guys don't pitch complete games, because he loved the game the way it is now. He knew it was different, and that was fine with him.
1-2 to low, pop foul, and it remains 1 ball and 2 strikes. Well, because Robin Roberts threw so many innings and had so many complete games, he gave up the most home runs of anybody in Major League Baseball history. In fact, he's the only pitcher to give up 500 or more home runs in Major League history. Now, Jamie Moyer is on that doorstep as he gets Derek Lowe looking on strikes. Jamie's given up 498, but so far tonight, he's done a nice job just keeping it around the infield. We go to the bottom of the third, a scoreless game. Capacity crowd on hand again tonight. A comfortable night for baseball. Boy, the Phillies have been very lucky throughout this homestand. The weather has been summer-like here in South Philadelphia.
Haven't had a whole lot of postponements in Major League Baseball this year. There is one tonight early. That Baltimore and Minnesota game got rained out, and they haven't had a rain out in Minnesota in a long time.
That is their first postponement this year. All the folks who thought, oh, the month of April is going to be crazy for the Twins, but it's their first postponement since 1980.
Yeah, well, put that roof there in 81, and now they're outside.
I was watching some of their game last night, and folks were bundled up, and I thought it was odd because it was the first time that I I've been watching a Twins game where it looked like it was Minnesota.
And it was wet. I saw some of that game too, and you could tell it was spitting at the time. But they're used to it up there. Those people didn't look like he was even bothering them.
Shane Victorino leads it off, and he bounces one toward the middle. Prado to his left has got it. Or excuse me, Infante, and he throws him out. And one away here in the third. So 1 out and nobody on. Hey, voting is now open for the 2010 All-Star Game in Anaheim. Help send your favorite Phillies to this year's All-Star Game by voting up to 25 times at Phillies.com. Visit Phillies.com and cast your ballot now for your 2010 All-Stars. Vote early, vote often. Vote today at Phillies.com. Of course, Charlie Manuel and his staff will be the staff out there in Anaheim. Derek Lowe goes to work now against Placido Polanco, who had a base hit his first time up. In fact, Polanco doubled and was stranded at third back in the first. Phillies have already had 3 runners in scoring position.
Well, Derek Lowe then threw his special double play ball. And Jamie Moyer will throw double play balls too with that sinker and changeup of his.
Derek Lowe's other start this year against the Phillies, he went 5 innings. He allowed 6 hits and 5 runs. It was a game in which the Phillies won 8-3.
His infielders were throwing the ball around in that game, though. And Phillies took advantage of that. They butchered a double play ball that would have gotten him out of an inning, and the Phillies hit him with a crooked number.
The youngster made a nice grab on that foul ball.
He hit his glove, and he made a tremendous catch. Look at this.
He's backhanded grab. He saved his saved the gentleman next to him. Polanco holds his swing. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. It wasn't just a ball hit right at you. He reached over and did a nice backhanded grab.
He got after it
without the sunglasses on.
Nice job.
2-2 the count to Polanco. Polanco drags it towards short. Infante staying down on him, and he throws him out for the second out. Hey, next week on Phillies Clubhouse, go behind the scenes with Ryan Howard as he discusses his new contract and his life as a father. Plus, find out why Chase and Jen Utley are now Philadelphia's premier sports couple. Watch Phillies Clubhouse, presented by Holman Toyota Scion, Monday at 7, only on Comcast Sportsnet. Here is Chase with 2 away. Chase's first time up walked. And he takes a pitch for a strike, and it's 0-1. Chase and Jen Utley, by the way, right when this homestand got underway, they hosted their 3rd annual All-Star Animals Casino Night to benefit the Pennsylvania Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals. They had 450 guests. And over the years, while they've hosted that event, they've raised more than $450,000. A lot of Chase's teammates were at that event. Everybody said it was a great night. 0-2 the count to Chase. And he rips one down the right field line, foul. And that gentleman needed that youngster to come over there and make that catch because he didn't have his glove, and I think that hurt his hand.
We'll see how it couldn't. That ball was hit hard. Nice of him to protect everybody out there. That one really had to hurt.
Chase just serves that one into left, and it's going to drop in for a base hit. The guy has a plate on one hop, so he smokes one down the right field line, and it goes foul, and then he just loops one into left, and he gets a base hit.
Derek Lowe had that look on him. The body language that a pitcher has after he gives up a hit like that. Are you kidding me? I can't throw it any better than I threw it. Look, a sinker down and away. Oh, it's a breaking ball, and it's on the ground. Look how low it is where he hits it. Almost on his shins. And as you describe it, Tom just serves it, and Lowe just kind of looked around like, come on. I'm just glad that's not an RBI hit.
Here's Ryan Howard with the runner on. And Ryan takes one low. Ryan grounded out to Troy Gloss at first. Back in the first, so he's 0 for 1. Phillies, when they took 2 of 3 from Atlanta, and this doesn't happen often, they did not hit a home run at Turner Field. In fact, Charlie Manuel's team up 3-0 in game 1. Wound up losing that one. He came back and won the next 2, which was pretty impressive considering they had Tommy Hanson, Derek Lowe, and Tim Hudson to do with. They didn't hit a home run in that 3-game series.
Well, you look back at that point in the season, they weren't hitting many home runs. Bobby Cox is laughing because Chase Utley was standing on the bag when Derek Lowe threw over him, and he probably thinking, why is he throwing over there right now? This guy's not going anywhere with Ryan Howard on deck, because if he does, I'll pitch around him or walk him. So why is he throwing over there?
Breaking ball outside.
Looking down at his coaches like, any of you guys giving throwovers?
On the Toyota Major League scoreboard, the Cubs lead the Reds 3-0. 3-run home run by the new rookie shortstop for the Cubs.
I wonder if he pronounces that Starlene.
I was looking at that today, and I couldn't figure it out.
I mean, that would be Starlene, or we'll have to ask Danny Martinez how he pronounces that. Philly Spanish broadcaster.
Line drive, base hit for Ryan Howard as it shoots it to right field. Utley will stop at second. And the Phillies have their 5th hit against Derek Lowe, and it's 11-game hitting streak now for Ryan Howard against the Braves. They have their share of base runners now in the first 3 innings.
You see the shift they have there, just 2 fielders over there with a runner on at first base, and he hits that really hard, and that gets through there easily.
Now with 2 outs, here is Jason Worth.
First inning they had 2 on with 2 outs. Second inning 2 on with 1 out, and now once again 2 on with 2 outs. They've been scoring 2-out runs though lately, and they've really helped them.
Well, that was what the case was yesterday in that first inning and that second inning against the Cardinals. And Jason was right in the middle of it with a 3-run home run in the first inning. In the second, he had a double, but at that point the runs had already scored. Erie's got 2 runners aboard with 2 away here at the bottom of the 3rd. And he lays off another breaking ball. It's 1 ball and 1 strike.
It's a home run he hit in the first inning yesterday. A fly ball to right field. The wind was blowing a ton, and he picked it up and took it right on out of the ballpark. Gave the Phillies and Roy Halladay a 3-0 lead. And Jason, when he came across home plate, pointed up the sky, and he later said that was for Robin Roberts.
Both Jason and Robin from Springfield, Illinois. It's one in the air, deep to left center field. Diaz on the run, into the alleyway. Gone! 3-run home run for the 2nd consecutive day for Jason Worth. This one he pulled. And again, it came with 2 men down.
Well, he and Shane Victorino have been knocking a lot of 2-out runs, and a lot of them home runs, long balls. Look like he got a breaking ball out over the plate. Lowe's been throwing some sliders. Yep, it was a breaking ball out over the plate and down a little bit, and boom, he crushed that thing. Here's another look at it. Great extension by a guy who has really long arms.
5th home run allowed by Lowe this year. And Fred Scheimer of Nottingham, Pennsylvania, you've just won $100. Compliments of McDonald's home run jackpot. Jason now at 6 homers and 24 runs batted in.
Nothing like a 3-run homer.
Raul pulls it to the right. To his left is Martin Prado, and the inning is over. But the damage is done once again with 2 men down. A 3-run home run for Jason Worth. Another big hit with the runners in scoring position, and he gives the Phils a 3-0 lead as we go to the 4th. Home run, and Jason acknowledged the crowd out there. I'll tell you, even back to the days of the vet, the fans, when Pat Burrell would go out to his position, or Raul Ibanez here, or Jason Worth, they are unbelievable in the way they acknowledge the players as they come back out to their positions. I mean, that was pretty impressive right there. Just as impressive as Jason's numbers, which we just saw. Omar Infante leads things off here in the top of the 4th, and he skies one to deep right center field. Shane Victorino tracked it down. Somehow he got to the spot, and he reached out at the last moment to make an amazing grab for out number 1. Wow, what a play.
But you know Jamie's going to be around the plate, so you're going to be ready to go. He reaches out and catches that, but almost outran that. Look how he caught that right near the palm, not even in the glove. That's why he's a Gold Glover. Look how far he goes and stretches out. He's got closing speed when he starts to go after balls.
Well, here's Martin Prado, and he takes a pitch for a strike. Sarge, I was amazed how much that ball carried first and foremost. But really, the fact that he was able to get back and make the catch.
Yeah, not a warm night, and that ball just carried. It tells you he's got good wood on the ball.
Prado takes a pitch on the inside corner, so quickly it's no balls and 2 strikes. Prado flying to right his first time up, so he's 0 for 1. Chopper toward third. Backhanded nicely by Polanco. Deep behind the bag. In time to get Prado 2 away. Phillies brought their defense tonight, Sarge.
Well, they sure did. And Prado catching that ball there, you can tell he's starting to feel so comfortable over at third base. Look what he's doing so far this year.
Yeah, Polanco leads all other third basemen in the National League, and he's among the leaders in Major League Baseball with his play over at third. Here's Chipper Jones. And Chipper swings at the first pitch. People wondered about his arm strength. Would it be there? And it certainly has been. Chin music for Chipper Jones at 82 miles an hour.
Well, it doesn't matter if it's 82, 72 up in that area. That's exactly what it is. We call this a bow tie. As he gets that ball up and in. That's the correct way to get out of the way of the ball as you spin back toward the catcher, turning your shoulder.
Line drive, foul. Look out. I don't know if that gentleman's looking for the ball or if the ball found him a few moments ago. Yeah, the ball found him a few moments ago.
Yeah, that wasn't a happy face.
No.
At all. That ball goes into the stands. You stick your hands out to try and get it, and as hard as it hits, let you know that you should have brought your glove if you're sitting in that spot.
1-2 pitch to Jones. Pop up. Straight away center field. A little easier play for Victorino. He's over, and he makes the catch, and the inning is over. 1-2-3 go to the Braves here in the fourth, and Shane Victorino, a big reason why. On a fly ball by Omar Infante, he tracked it down and set the tone for the rest. Shane Victorino being congratulated in between innings as he settles in on the bench to watch the offense go to work. Fantastic play to start the top of the fourth. And Carlos Ruiz, who has 3 hits in his last 5 at-bats, including one tonight, starts things off for the Phils here in the home fourth. The Phillies leading at 3-0. And quickly Carlos is in the hole, 0-2.
Carlos so far this year showed a lot of patience at the plate.
Oh, it is not often that a catcher leads the on-base percentage category in any league. And that's why people were marveling at what Joe Mauer did last year, leading the league in hitting in the American League and winning the MVP. Line drive on one hop. Knocked down by Prado. He has to hurry, but still has time. One away. Oh, one out here in the fourth. And Wilson Valdez will be the batter. And the Chicago Cubs will be here for 2 games beginning Wednesday, May 19th at 7:05. And then there's a quick turnaround, a day game on Thursday the 20th. That's a Citizens Bank Business Person Special. Modell Sporting Goods seniors stroll the bases afterward. You can order your tickets now by logging on to Phillies.com. Reminder that there's limited availability for both of those games. So if you're going to purchase your tickets, you should do it right away. Here's Wilson Valdez, who takes a strike on the inside corner. Charlie Manuel was saying today before the ball game that Juan Castro, who Valdez is filling in for, had an MRI earlier today. And it wasn't Castro's hamstring that was bothering him. It was the the inside of his left knee that's been hampering him. Charlie said he should be back in the next couple of days as Valdez grounds out to Infante for out number 2. Well, Charlie was talking about Juan Castro. He said, hey, listen, I want to give Valdez some at-bats. He said Juan could probably play, but he liked what he saw from Wilson Valdez in spring training. He's okay with him getting some ABs these next couple of days.
Yeah, he's filling in pretty good, fielding the position. Doesn't have a strong arm, but what he does is get rid of the ball a little bit quicker.
Jamie Moyer went down looking on strikes his first time up. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike in this at bat. It is Tank until his 47th year and his 24th year as a major league pitcher for Jamie to have this high a batting average, Sarge. You think he'll sustain it?
Kind of doubt it.
Have you talked to him about his hitting?
No, I have not. But, I mean, he will get hits and get hits on balls that are out over the plate. He'll hit them in the infield.
Little roller back to the mound. And Derek Lowe will take care of him. And Phillies go down in order here in the 4th inning. 1, 2, 3. 3 ground outs in a row for Derek Lowe. We have played 4. Phillies lead it 3-0. League schedule here at home as they begin a 3-game series with the Cleveland Indians. 2 night games and a day game on Thursday the 24th at 1:05. You can order your tickets now by logging on to Phillies.com. Well, here at Citizens Bank Park, they start them young. It is a good time to be a Phillies fan and to lay the groundwork. Phillies have had some successful years, and that little guy may not have experienced all those successful years, but he's getting a full view of it right now.
I'll say with the ballpark, it's about filled every single night.
Troy Gloss leads it off here in the top of the 5th. I was thinking about it, Sarge. The Phillies have more than 50 straight sellouts here at Citizens Bank Park. Just an amazing place. One and one the count to Gloss, who has to dance out of the way. And, you know, think back to when the Indians opened what was then called Jacobs Field, and all the sellouts they had. The Red Sox have surpassed the Indians for the most consecutive sellouts. The Red Sox have 567 straight sellouts at Fenway Park. On the outside corner, 1 and 2. I mean, it's impressive to see what the Phillies have done here at Citizens Bank Park. Just to string together all these sellouts in a row, and such a great fan base. But how about 567 straight sellouts?
That's unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Moss tries to hold his swing. They'll appeal, although John Hirschbeck does not want to ask for the appeal, and it's 2-2.
One of the reasons, too, not a large ballpark. You're obviously older than any other ballparks.
Lost skies one. Over by third base, Valdez and Polanco are there, and it's Valdez who makes the final call and makes the catch. Toss it up, Polanco doing a little dance to get out of the way.
Well, shortstop, however, has the last call and saying, I got it. When you hear that I got it, you got to get out of the way. Jamie Moyer, pitcher, usually runs over. See Polanco saying, I got it. They're calling, and when you call at the same time, a lot of times you can't even hear each other. But the main thing is the results and catching the ball.
Well, one away. Here's Diaz, who swung at the first pitch his first time up, and he grounded into a double play. Outfield, it's the center fielder who has the last call. Infield, it's the shortstop who has the last call.
That's right. Shortstop and pitcher directing traffic.
Diaz had a great year last year for the Braves. So this year hitting under 200. And he hits one of the air to straightaway center field. Victorino has plenty of room out near the warning track. And he makes the grab for the second out. That's 10 in a row now retired by Jamie Moyer.
Well, Jamie doing a good job in throwing up and in at some of the hitters there. Gloss, along with Chipper Jones. And what that'll do is open up that outside corner where the hitter is not as aggressive, even if the fastball is 82.
David Ross grounded out to short his first time up, 0 for 1. Ross is playing tonight for Brian McCann, who hasn't played in a couple of days. You remember last year we talked about Brian McCann having problems with his eyes. He had LASIK surgery on both his right and left eye, and it didn't take initially, so he had to have LASIK surgery again on his left eye. He didn't have it on his right eye, though. Well, that right eye is bothering him. And folks with the Atlanta Braves have said that he's probably going to have to go back to wearing glasses again. And then eventually will have to have a second surgery on that eye once the season comes to a close. Well, that really affected him last year. That one just missed. It's 2-2.
Well, there he is as you take a look at him. Good young hitting catcher. I mean, we've actually never seen him when he hasn't been hitting the ball.
That ball hit Ross as he was still in the box after he initially hit it with the bat, and it remains 2-2. Well, Sarge, you know as a hitter how important it is to have the good eyesight, the good hand-eye coordination. He does, and it's been a battle for him. And you know, the hope from a Brave standpoint is that he'll find a solution to it, and he'll be able to get back out there every day.
Yeah, well, you got to have that in order to be a good hitter.
Ross pops it up behind Ryan Howard, who's on the run up the right field line, makes the over-the-shoulder basket grab, and the inning is over. Man, oh man, the Phillies have come to play a little defense tonight. The latest, Ryan Howard to make the catch as we go to the bottom of the fifth. Phillies post-game live, presented by Sloan Toyota, right here on Comcast Sportsnet. Bottom of the fifth, Phillies lead at 3-0 thanks to a home run by Jason Worth, but also some really good defense. Shane Victorino leads it off, and he takes a sinker for a strike, and it's 0-1. Victorino's grounded out twice tonight, Sarge.
Yeah. He's that type of hitter. He'll be going along, hitting the ground balls, rolling over, and then bam, end up driving the ball. And again, the guys just aren't as consistent, but they're getting there. Jason Worth warming up, but collectively as a group, when they're hitting like that, it's off the end of the bat. That's what I'm talking about, not squaring balls up.
No, it turns out to be an easy play for Diaz. That's the first fly ball out of the night, recorded by the Braves. So 1 away, and here's Placido Polanco. Polanco has doubled. He's also grounded as short. And you see the distribution of outs for Derek Lowe. He is a sinker ball pitcher, and he's gotten 10 ground ball outs, but he's also left one ball up in the zone that Jason Worth put into the seats in left center field.
Yeah, put a good stroke on a breaking ball. Well, that's what Derek pitches, the way he pitches to Jason. Fastballs in and the first time up, and then they like to go away. Well, Jason was up to the task on it.
0-2 the counts Polanco. Derek Lowe has done something in his career in the big leagues that only 2 other pitchers have done. And the other 2 pitchers, one is a Hall of Famer, the other one's going to be. And that's win 20 games in a season, but then in another season, save 40 or more games. He's at 75 pitches in tonight's ball game. But Dennis Eckersley and John Smoltz both have accomplished that. Polanco hits it sharply, base hit up the middle. That's his second hit of the night. Well, it's time now for our Home Depot defensive play of the game. Sarge started with Victorino out in center field.
Yeah, he actually outran that ball. There's Polanco there as he actually throws the ball right on the target. Now, this is over the shoulder there. You can tell that he played a little football as he catches that ball with no problem at all.
Home Depot doing more on defense. So are the Phils tonight. And Polanco is on with his second hit of the day. See the fielding percentages for the National League leaders. The Phillies were leading the National League a couple days ago. Now the Giants lead the way. But Victorino, a 2-time Gold Glove winner. Jimmy Rollins, who's not in the game today, a Gold Glove winner. Polanco's won 2 at second base. This guy will probably win 1 at second base before it's all said and done.
He takes a lot of pride in his defense, as the offense he does. But his partner J-Ro will actually make him even better there at shortstop, and they play well together. He gets back at short. You got Utley there, and they know each other. They just feel a little bit more comfortable knowing what each other are going to do. It makes it easier for you to play.
That one's pulled through the hole on the right side. Polanco around second. He's going to hold up there. Melky Cabrera was deep, but he did get to it quick enough to hold Polanco. And the Phillies have 2 runners aboard with 1 man down. That's the second hit for Chase Utley. So Chase is aboard. Polanco's at second. It's 3-0 Phillies, and Ryan Howard is due up. And, you know, Sarge, the Phillies are putting together some pretty good at-bats against Derek Lowe.
Yeah, they are. What they have to do, continue to do, I should say, is get the ball up in the zone and make them get it up, and it's easier to hit the ball. They keep it low, you're going to hit balls on the ground all day long, evident of the ground balls that he's been getting. So make him get that ball up, a little bit easier to hit.
I guess we sound like a broken record with the Phillies hitters and their approach, but it really has been something that has been fun to watch. And look at Ryan Howard, another base hit. He hit it so hard, and it was lifted enough that Polanco could not go right away. So it's base to base. The bases are now loaded, and Ryan Howard has 2 hits.
Well, that ball up in the zone, Howard driving that ball, and that's what I'm talking about. You get it up in the zone, and these guys are going to put that bat right on it.
Now Roger McDowell is going to the bullpen phone. Derek Lowe has thrown 80 pitches. And Roger's going to come out and talk to his right-hander.
Now they're going to go over on how to pitch Jason again. They had success in throwing that ball in. This has happened in the third inning. That's a hanger, and that's where it's supposed to go. But Jason had great balance on that particular pitch. Waited back on it, and when you wait back, you're able to recognize the pitch, what it is. Major league hitters can do serious damage.
Well, great balance and great extension, too.
Yeah, as he did, driving that ball out, and that's what he did. Taking a good look at it, you were able to see the spin of it. It didn't break that much. Consequently, staying out over the plate, he was able to hit the ball and drive it out of the ballpark.
You just saw Johnny Venters and Jesse Chavez both loosening up in the bullpen for the Braves. No reaction for Jason Worth as he digs in with the bases loaded and one man down here in the bottom of the fifth. 6 home runs now to go along with that RBI total. And he takes the first pitch low. Three grand slams for Jason. A pretty good batting average with the bases loaded. And he pops it up. That one's going to carry into shallow right. Infield fly roll has been called. And Martin Prado makes the catch for the second out.
Pretty good pitch by Derek Lowe. That ball, a sinker ball that came in. As you can see, Jason not happy about that. You know, again, pressure is always on that pitcher with those bases loaded, men on base. Now watch where this pitch is as that ball is a little bit low. Actually, not bad to hit if he goes on and commit himself to hit that ball or swing at it. But with no strikes on you, not a pitch you want to offer at for the first pitch to swing at with the bases loaded.
Raul singled his first time up, and then he grounded out to second. And he's down, no balls and 1 strike here. See, Raul, not only 8 career grand slams, but a .369 average with the bases loaded. And he lays off 1-1. Opposite way toward left field. It's going to drop in front of Diaz. 2 runs are going to score. Howard's going to third. The throw hits him, and it skips toward the Braves dugout, and the Phillies leading 5-0. Second hit of the day for Ibanez. And he now has 15 RBIs, and the RBIs are starting to pile up for Raul.
Yeah, he's starting to take the ball the other way too, Tom, and not over swinging on pitches. There's no way he's able to get that ball sinking all the way. See Chase Utley coming in your pitcher as Ryan comes in head first as the ball hits him coming in at third.
Well, the Braves got a break too, because that ball nearly skipped right into the dugout. And they're going to walk Carlos Ruiz intentionally. And with 2 outs, the Phillies are going to have the bases loaded again. And Bobby Cox, well, when this season began, and it's far from over, obviously, but when this season began, he had pretty high expectations for his team. They come in last place in the National League East, 5 games back. And you know what? A good series here by the Phillies. And they can start creeping a little doubt into the minds of the Atlanta Braves.
You want to put some distance between any of the teams that's in your division. Easiest way to do it is when you're head up and playing them. Just take all the heart away from them.
8th man to bat of this inning is Wilson Valdez. He lays off a breaking ball, and it's 1-0. Boy, how big would a hit be right here?
Break it wide open, and Mason Derek Lowe to the showers. He comes up with a hit now.
Fouled that one off, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Derek Lowe has never lost here at Citizens Bank Park. He's 4-0 with an earned run average of 1.60. The Phillies have put a 5 spot on the board against him. They have 10 base hits. And a broken bat single right up the middle. This is going to break it wide open. 2 runs are going to score, and the Phillies have batted around here in the bottom of the 5th inning.
Valdez coming up with a 2-out base hit right up the middle. Charlie did say he likes what he sees, and Howard getting some high fives all around. Watch it again. Well, he's off the plate, sinker coming in on his hands. He fought the ball off. Howard crossing the plate. Here comes Ibanez. Nice hitting by Valdez.
7-0 Phillies. Jamie Moyer take it all the way. Works ahead 1-0. How about 11 hits against Derek Lowe? And we're not even through the 5th inning.
I was thinking they were going to take Derek Lowe out, but he hits in that 3rd position. You see the pitcher still warming up.
Jamie back toward the middle. Prado's got it, flips to Infante, and the inning is over. But another good inning for the Phillies. In the inning, the Phillies managed 4 runs on 6 base hits. A couple of big 2-out hits by Raul Ibanez and Wilson Valdez. They lead it. And then again Sunday against the Mets' top thrower. The Phillies lineup on any given night can explode. It did again this week. And it's brought to you by Independence Blue Cross. We're here for you every step of the way. Well, that Independence Blue Cross Philly of the Week segment is never more profound than tonight. 7 runs on 11 hits for the Phillies. Derek Lowe, 7 earned runs in 5 innings tonight. He had allowed just 6 earned runs in his previous 33 2/3.
Oh, this guy is quite a competitor. Not happy with his performance tonight, to say the least.
He came into this ball game with an earned run average of 2.87 against the Phillies, which was the 4th lowest among active pitchers, and that's going to go up after tonight. Melky Cabrera leads it off here in the top of the 6th. Bottom 3rd due up for the Braves. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike. And oh yeah, while we're talking about the offense, Jamie Moyer's retired 11 straight.
In and out. Little change up here. Fastball he's going to throw in. Doesn't care when anybody hits the ball a long way. That's foul, and still says it's just a long strike.
Cabrera grounded his shortstop his first time up, so he's 0 for 1. And he rips that one foul. On the Toyota Major League scoreboard, the Mets lead the Giants 4-3. That one's in the top of the 6th. Rod Barajas has hit another home run. That's his 8th. Ike Davis has hit 2. Mike Pelfrey pitching for the Mets in that one. And Jonathan Sanchez started the ball game for the Giants. Mets are trying to win their 8th straight game at home for the first time since August of 06.
I'm amazed with that Barajas being able to hit the ball the way that he is. 8 home runs.
I don't think you're alone in your amazement, Sarge. Cabrera again out in front, off the end of the bat. Chase is there, 1 away.
Jamie doing a great job in keeping these hitters off balance when they're swinging, and he's getting him on the changeup simply because he's throwing in and doubling up in. Not just coming in once or twice, comes in. Now watch Hill go away out in front of that. You can see out in front. Very difficult to hit when you're out in front of pitches.
McLeod struck out his first time up, and he's down in the count 0-1. McLeod 3 for 12 on this road trip now for the Braves. Carlos wasn't even laying down any signs, and Jamie Moyer was shaking him off. I think he was just trying to throw the hitter off.
Well, he actually can just put down anything. He doesn't throw that hard to be able to cross you up. You know, the guys that in the 90s or so, you got to know what they're throwing because you're going to know that fastball that's coming hard. Jamie's fastball is almost in the same similar miles per hour as a changeup.
One hit, no walks, 62 pitches in 5 1/3.
It's amazing.
The 0-2 pitch to McLeod. Up high, 1-2. Jamie is 39th all time on Major League Baseball's wins list with 261. And on the inside corner, caught. Strike 3. McLeod can't believe it, but that ball did come back.
Oh, that was a good pitch there. Good pitcher's pitch. Breaking ball. McLeod shaking his head as if I can't believe it. Again, he's throwing in. Usually you don't throw breaking ball in. That's a good pitch as it breaks right across the inside part of the plate, or even catching a lot more plate. Just actually fooled McLeod on that.
Now 2 away, and here's Brandon Hicks pinch hitting. And Hicks takes a breaking ball for a strike. So Derek Lowe's day is done. After 5 innings, he allows 11 hits and 7 earned runs. 0-2 the count. And he is just painting right now.
Oh, boy. Inside, outside, and even the last game he had, I asked him, how does it feel to be out there and know that you can just throw the ball wherever you want? He said, hey, he's just in the zone.
See, Hicks, 24 years old, 3 days in the big leagues.
He's got butterflies.
The 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss out in front of the changeup. 2 strikeouts in the inning for Jamie Moyer. And how about what Jamie has done? 14 consecutive batters retired. We're through 5 1/2. It's the Phillies 7, the Braves nothing, and the Local Dodge dealers, by AT&T, Rethink Possible, and by Coca-Cola, the official soft drink of the Phillies. Oh, beautiful night here in Philadelphia. And boy, are they witnessing a heck of a performance right now by Jamie Moyer. He's retired 14 consecutive batters. And he's got a 7-0 lead. Sarge, it looks like, I don't know if you noticed it or not, but it looks like we have a bride that was out there on Ashburn Alley. Out there enjoying the game with her friends. Maybe this is the eve of her wedding.
Well, that time actually slipped right by me. I didn't see that.
Shane Victorino leads it off against Johnny Venters. And he takes a pitch for a strike. To the count to Victorino.
By the swing of good pitches. Difficult enough to hit. If you figure a guy cannot throw that ball by you, then you don't have to go out and cheat. You can look at the ball a little bit longer.
Venters has had a good start, a 1.86 earned run average. This is his 7th game. But he has walked 8 and has allowed 6 hits in 9 2/3.
Well, he throws that ball pretty hard, too, at 95.
Former starting pitcher for the Braves farm system. And Infante's got to hurry. Bare hands and throws in time to get Victorino. Well, that's a really good play by Infante. Victorino thought he had beaten the throw. I think Davey Lopes thought he beat the throw, too.
Yeah, that's a do-or-die play all the way as he comes in and bare hands the ball. Victorino feeling he just can't catch a break. You see him off balance as he takes off and runs. See whether or not they actually got him. Let's take another look at that. Boy,
if they got him, it was by less than a half a step. But that was a really good play by Infante.
Only way he would have gotten him is by doing it just like that. Bare handing the ball. Take another look at it. He comes in, makes a good play. It's hard to tell on that side, and didn't see Davey argue too much, or even Victorino.
Polanco hits the 1-0 pitch foul. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. Polanco's got 2 hits tonight. Let's take another look at this. Looked like the foot and the ball arrived at the same time. High cheese, and it's 1-2.
Yeah, this is just the opposite with him throwing the ball 96. You want to make him get the ball down. Easier hit when it's down.
Tougher to get out of the way of, though, when it's going as fast as it is there. That one was at 87, that slider. Opposite way for Polanco. Easy play for Martin Prado. So 2 outs here in the 6th inning. Oh, it's time now for the Coors Light Freeze Can. A little defense by the Phillies tonight. Ryan Howard made a nice play earlier. So did Shane Victorino, climbing like Spider-Man. How about Polanco behind the bag? How about this play by Howard?
Well, like he was playing football.
And even that youngster got involved, Sarge. I'm not sure if you saw that grab on the backhand that youngster made. Pretty impressive.
Oh, that's why they bring the gloves, okay?
Here's Chase. And a fastball in the outside corner, and Chase is behind 0-1. Hey, before I let you get out of here, we saw that youngster make that great grab. And last night, or yesterday, I should say, the Phillies had a day game. And then last night, you were out and about in the city of Philadelphia at Chris's Jazz Cafe. And you told me today that you saw some pretty impressive kids in sort of an all-star collection of jazz.
All-star collection of jazz, and it was unbelievable. There was one young lady that was actually in the band. It was about 16 guys. She was only one a woman that was there on the trombone and was the best player. How about that?
How about that?
Oh, it was amazing.
Now, this
Just
is a
amazing
collection of all-stars, jazz musicians from schools around the Delaware Valley.
Around the Delaware Valley. And I thought it interesting, like it was a basketball or baseball team, they travel around. But here in Chicago, not a lot of places to go and play or to see jazz. So they got to feel fortunate to be at Chris's Jazz.
You mean we're here in Philadelphia?
Right here in Philadelphia.
You'll be in Chicago next week on the off day.
That's right. That's right, here in Philly.
Chase draws the walk. He's on base all 4 times tonight. Well, that is pretty impressive, though. That is what you said. We see travel baseball teams, basketball teams, soccer teams, but there's even traveling musicians, traveling clubs for musicians as well.
And let me tell you, these kids are great. I mean, they are great, and they're young. You're talking about 17 years old and playing music the way that they do. It's quite an accomplishment.
Well, 2 outs. Ryan Howard, the batter, with Chase at first. And Howard takes one outside. 1 ball and no strikes. Ryan's had a good night. He's 2 for 3. He's also scored a couple of runs.
Well, hitting the ball so hard, hitting it right through the ship.
That one gets away from Ross, and Chase is going to get up to second base. A wild pitch charge to Johnny Venters, and Ross is going to go out. He may have been crossed up on that pitch, or he may be reminding him that first base is open and he doesn't want to throw Ryan Howard a cookie.
Yeah, either combination of things. Don't forget second sign or third sign. And that is a wild pitch there, a hard slider. Right, not even offering that pitch there. Trying to see whether or not he was a check swing.
There's Jason waiting on deck. Pretty good threesome of Utley, Howard, and Jason Worth. Ryan does get a piece of that, and it gets a piece of David Ross, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Well, those 3 guys are kind of the foundation, along with Jimmy Rollins and Shane Victorino, so why the Phillies have 56 consecutive sellouts, including tonight. How about that? 45,349.
Yeah. And the fans, they come out to see their ball club, and when you have a team that's like this one, easier to come and see them play.
And Ryan's down on strikes. He can't catch up to the slider, and the inning is over. No runs, no hits. 1 man left in scoring position. We have played 6 here in Philadelphia, and the Phillies on top 7-0.
Sometimes we talk about 2-out runs and how big they are in a ballgame. If you get them or you give them up. All night tonight, Phillies with 2-out runs as we look at the Verizon Wireless game summary. Jason with that 3-run home run, his 6th of the year with 2 outs. Raul Ibanez, Wilson Valdez with 2-run hits, all with 2 outs. And Jamie Moyer, he's just been terrific and front running with this lead, Tom.
Oh, 14 in a row retired by Jamie as the top of the order is up here. Jamie has faced the minimum through 6 innings. How about that? He's allowed 1 hit. It was a leadoff single in the 2nd inning, but then Matt Diaz hit it to a double play.
One of the most amazing things he did tonight was he buzzed the tower. Both Chipper Jones and Troy Glass, when they kept diving out. He buzzed them, and then he got them out after that. And you don't see that very often.
You also don't see Jamie throwing 3-pitch innings, but the 2nd inning was a 3-pitch inning.
Hit, double play, out.
It's been that kind of night.
We had Raul's teacher in here at the time, and it really with it kept on another half inning. He did a great job.
See what Infante's done. He's grounded to short. He's also been robbed by Shane Victorino.
I've been watching Jamie Moyer pitch a long time, and I don't remember him coming up and into 2 hitters like that, though. That was really different. Because these guys all dive on him, and why wouldn't you? Because he pitches away so much, and right-hand hitters dive out looking for stuff out there and get extended and bang. Well, come up and in a little bit like that, they don't dive as much, even if you're only throwing 82.
Well, I guess that's part of it too, is even if you only throw 82, it's still worth it to move their feet to bend the back a little.
Better believe it.
Now, we've talked about the starters and how well they've done the last 5 games. Look at that. Even Joe Blanton, who allowed 4 earned runs in his first start back at 6 2/3, I thought he pitched pretty well. The rest of the guys have been unbelievable.
He did pitch well. What a difference a week makes. This time last week, Phillies were slogging along in that awful game with the Mets. And since then, they turned it around.
Another strikeout for Jamie. Hey, these lucky fans are getting a chance to see Jamie Moyer's appearance tonight, but also they're tonight's Citizens 7. They will each receive a prize pack courtesy of Citizens Bank. Citizens Bank with the most 7-day branches in the Philadelphia area. To find a branch near you, visit citizensbank.com. Oh, what a way. 5 strikeouts for Moyer. Here's Martin Prado. It's 1 ball and no strikes.
Let's send a shout out tonight, since teachers and kids are here, to the Marple Newtown baseball team here. They are 15-0 right now. They were ranked number 3 in the Inquirer this morning in the area.
Prado shoots one down the left field line. Ibanez on the run, makes the grab.
Out there in section 333, they have a shot at the Central League title, and then maybe move on after that. So congratulations to the MN Tigers here tonight.
Well, they probably had a pretty good view of that play. Now, are you going out to throw out a first pitch at all?
I haven't been asked.
I think it'll be perfect timing.
I'll get it there. If I move up far enough.
Here's Chipper Jones. He's 0 for 2. He's popped to first and flied out to center. And out in front, he pops it up again. Short right field. Jason Worth coming on, makes the catch. What a performance by Jamie Moyer. He continues to mow down the Braves. He's faced the minimum, has allowed 1 hit, and it's time to stretch. Incorrect. That's a heck of a guess.
How could that be incorrect?
That's a heck of a guess. Well, he had 400 and some odd home runs, so he played for 9 different teams.
Right. Is there any connection with the Braves?
Yes, there is. There's
Fred
one.
McGriff.
Good guess. That would be incorrect. The connection with the Braves would be. You want to tell you who that is at least?
Oh, there they are.
Darrell Evans, Reggie Jackson, and A-Rod.
I had Reggie. I was going to give you that one at the end.
You would have been correct.
That was the only one that I really knew.
We'll give you partial credit for that one.
That's a good question. That's a fun one. Darrell Evans, huh?
Yep. Braves, Giants, and Tigers for Darrell Evans. Jason Worth leads things off, and he's facing Craig Kimbrell, who is making his major league debut. Good numbers at Gwinnett, the AAA affiliate for the Braves. 6 saves and a 1.20 earned run average. And Jason is 1 for 3. Jason has struck out a 3-run home run, and he's popped out to second. 2-0.
Picking each other up again tonight, too. That's part of the reason why they're winning again. Is these 2-out hits. When one guy doesn't do it, then the next guy comes along. And Jason hit that pop-up you described, Tom, and then here comes Ibanez, base hit. It turned into 4 runs, actually, because then Valdez followed with a 2-run single.
Yeah, it seems like they've been doing that often over the last 4 or 5 days.
This time last week, it was really ugly here. Terrible game, just dead. And then they picked it up on Saturn, and they've been on fire since.
Opposite way for Jason Worth. That's going to be in for a base hit, and that's going to be another extra base hit. Jason hustling all the way. He'll pull it to second with a stand-up double, his 16th of the year.
This guy's got a great arm, they say, too. This Kimbrell, and that pitch was 95 miles an hour. His 12th 2-hit game of the season, and Jason just lashes it into right field. See where it was. Out over the plate a little bit. 95, and bang, he hits that hard. Like he's hitting a lot of balls hard.
So Jason's aboard to start the 7th. And here's Raul Ibanez. Ibanez 2 for 3. He had a 2-run single his last time up. You know, in the grand scheme of things, Jason's 3-run home run was huge, but his 2-run single could be the biggest at bat of the ball game right now.
Absolutely. You know, the 2-out hits, they're emotional when you get them for you, and when they come against your club, you know, it makes his shoulders sag. There's no doubt about it. And they're 1 out away from getting out of that with a 3-0 lead with a guy like Derek Lowe, who pitches so well here. This is the first game he's really gotten torn up in this ballpark. He's had a great career here. And maybe it's a different game if it's only 3-0. Who knows?
Fastball for a strike, and the count 2 balls and 1 strike with Jason Worth at second. Raul 2 hits tonight. He's raised his average to 253. Not only that, he's hitting over 400 against the Braves.
He's some better swings too. You know, he opened up a little bit there and you know, pushed that one foul. But you watch him now, and his timing's better. And hopefully he can go on. He's on a little bit of a tear right now. Hopefully he can keep it up. He's just trying to pull a ball right now. Even though it's 7-0, you know, you still want to do that.
So the splits that they just threw up there, 348 here in month of May.
Yeah. Well, and you know, it's not a lot of bloopers. Those kind of hits. He's swinging the bat well, and you can tell his timing's better.
And he's down on strikes, 1 away.
He's got a good arm.
Hey, display your own 2009 NL Championship ring with 2 collectible options. The replica ring paperweight and replica ring acrylic cube made from lead-free pewter. It's available at the Majestic Clubhouse store or by calling 1-877-GO-PHILLIES. A couple of great items to commemorate the National League Championship from a season ago. Carlos Ruiz is batting for the 3rd time. He's 1 for 2 with an intentional walk, and that one goes right on by Ross.
That'll get him over.
Jason easily goes over to 3rd on the wild pitch. Second straight inning where the Braves have uncorked a wild pitch right past David Ross.
So far, fastball 95, 96, and slider from Kimbrel.
Field comes in for the Braves, down 7-0. Ruiz just trying to get a fly ball here to bring Jason home. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Look at that on base percentage, 457.
Hey, he's a 7-hole hitter now. He's not used to this.
Got more RBI situations.
Right. Not getting pitched around all the time. Not worrying about taking the walk and get the pitcher out of the way.
See what the Phillies have done with runners in scoring position. The Braves have had nobody in scoring position.
And nobody up in the bullpen. Jamie Moyer, streak going right now of 6 innings or more, 8 straight, now 9 straight games started dating back to last year, and it's been fairly effortless for him here tonight. So he can easily go into the 7th.
Ruiz offered at that slider, and he is rung up for the 2nd out. So 2 strikeouts for Kimbrel. The other thing too is that it is not a stifling hot night. It's a very comfortable night. That helps Jamie also.
Sure, great night to pitch. Young pitcher and a veteran catcher in David Ross. They talk over right there what they're going to do with this base open and 2 outs, and the pitcher going to hit next. Another sellout, home run. Unbelievable. Just great support.
Valdez hits it the opposite way. It's 0-1. I mentioned before that the Red Sox have the record for most consecutive sellouts, 567. It's ongoing, but they've just barely gotten to it the last couple of nights up at Fenway Park. Now they're on the road beginning tonight. Or I should say they're home against the Yankees beginning tonight, so it shouldn't be a problem to sell out this weekend series.
No, they won't have to worry about it this weekend.
But the games this past week against the Angels, they were pushing a little bit.
Yankees are winning right now 3-1. 6th inning, there it is. They have the bases loaded to the Yankees with 1 out.
Phil Hughes against Josh Beckett. Down low, 2-1 to Valdez. At second base, gobbled up by Prado. He throws Valdez out, and the inning is over. No runs, 1 hit, 1 man left in scoring position. Craig Kimbrel's major league debut is over. So is the bottom of the 7th. Area Chevy dealers. Visit ChevyDealer.com. Well, it's the 10th annual Teacher Appreciation Night here at the ballpark. And Raul Ibanez, his favorite teacher, his 5th grade teacher. Miss Nilsson is down there dancing with the fanatic. Well, she's really soaking in the whole night, isn't she?
Yeah, she's had a great time. What a nice lady. It was fun having her up here.
Well, a nice lady and a great thing that the Phillies do each and every year, honoring some of the great teachers, the great educators in the Delaware Valley.
Did your high school song go to the theme of a college song, like some do?
No, nothing like that. I mean, nothing that. I don't even remember what my high school song was, but it wasn't anything like your Penn State fight song.
No, I'm talking about my high school, because ours went to the theme of "On Wisconsin," because I just heard that just now and it made me think of it.
It didn't have. I don't even know if we had a song.
I'm not going to sing it, but it was Marple Newton. So, "On Wisconsin." You picture that, right?
We can get the song.
No, that's okay.
Play it underneath.
That was more than enough.
Jamie Moyer watches as Troy Gloss lines one foul. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Jamie has retired 17 consecutive batters. He's allowed just a hit. Wheels is still playing the song for his high school and over in his head.
Now, the only reason I said that is because I just heard that Beach Boys song that they were playing just then, and included in it was "On Wisconsin."
Well, each and every year when the Phillies have this night, I mean, we all think about our favorite teachers growing up and how much of an impact that they had, whether it be our grade school teachers, our high school teachers, our college teachers as well.
Here she is. I just got a terrific letter from my high school English teacher, who's still out in Delaware County, Dr. William Capriati, critiquing my book for me.
That was very nice of him.
It was a nice feeling to get it.
Well, Troy Gloss picks up the first hit for the Braves since the 2nd inning against Jamie Moyer. 17 straight retired by Jamie, and a base runner for the Braves. Hey, June 7th against the Padres. It'll be our next Hatfield Dollar Dog Night at the ballpark. Then the 5th of July against the Braves. That will be the one after that. You can order your tickets now by logging on to Phillies.com.
Even with this, talking about how many base runners they've had tonight, it's remarkable that Jamie's at 82 pitches in the 8th inning.
And looking this comfortable.
And looking this comfortable. He has a 7-run lead, and there's nobody up in the bullpen with him in the 8th inning now. I don't think I've ever seen that. Because normally at this point, he's gassed, which is understandable. Pitch count's a lot higher.
Well, he's had a good strike zone tonight by John Hirschbeck, the home plate umpire, but he has also been right around the plate with almost every pitch he's thrown.
That's a good point about Hirschbeck. He did give him some pitches off the plate a little bit early, and that helps him.
2-0 pitch to Diaz. Opposite way, broke his bat. The bat went past Jamie Moyer. Play at second for 1. Over to first, not in time. Top of that bat was spinning every which way, right past the shoulder of Jamie. Troy Gloss did a nice job blowing up Valdez at second base, who still made a pretty strong throw.
Well, that was a nasty one, too. Look at it. Look at that barrel. The bat boy picked it up, with a point on it. And Jamie Moyer did have to dive out of the way of that. Makes a good pitch, hits it off the end of the bat, look like a little slider, and here comes the barrel, and James going, let me out of here, and let's see what my defense can do. I'll watch. And they almost turned a nifty double play. Good quick pivot there and relay by Valdez.
Yeah, I said that Valdez was blown up, but he had already released the ball before Gloss even got there.
Yeah, it was a real quick release, and what that does is that gets that base runner down in a hurry so he can't get to you.
1 ball, no strikes the count to David Ross.
You're going to the second. You see a guy come flashing across like that, and he's down about 3/4. Down you go, and you could see Gloss getting down in a hurry.
Yeah, because you're going to get hit.
Amen. Base runners don't like those infielders that come down a little bit with that throw.
1-2 the count to Ross as he takes one right along the knees. Oldest pitcher to throw a complete game, Phil Niekro, at the age of 48. He did it in June of 1987 when he was pitching for the Cleveland Indians. Jamie, a few months shy of his 48th birthday, has one out here in the 8th. The 1-2 pitch. Pop up towards center field. Victorino venturing back. He has room, and he makes the catch there, 2 away. Well, this has been a night to remember for Jamie Moyer.
It's just been really good. There's that double play in the 3-pitch inning that Tom was talking about. There's a strikeout. McLeod on a ball in. A good change up there, and he pops up. No, Cabrera. There's McLeod again. A little bit in. Gets a change up there and a swing and a miss. Another breaking ball. Just had really good command of all his pitches, and they've been chasing stuff, and he's been in command of this one.
Here's Cabrera. Cabrera takes a pitch for a strike on the inside corner. It's 0-1. This is the kind of night where Carl Graber, our statistician, is doing a lot of research, trying to find out. And a guy as seasoned as Jamie Moyer has been able to get into this neighborhood, not allowing a run through 7 2/3, but possibly completing a game at this age. Down low, 2 balls and 1 strike.
Not even hold the runner on at first base. There's a guy who knows about complete games, Roy Halladay.
Again out in front, way out in front of that changeup. 75 miles an hour.
Well, you're a hitter, and it's 7-0 to get a 3-1 changeup. You know, it's like, you kidding me?
This is the most pitches that Jamie's thrown in an inning. He's 1 strike away from getting out of this 8th. The runner goes. The payoff pitch. Hot shot foul. ...2006 his last shutout. 2007 his last complete game. Again, the runner will be off. The payoff pitch. In the air to left center field. Ibanez on the run into the alleyway. Makes the catch. And Jamie Moyer is through 8 innings. Roy Halladay likes it. Everybody in the ballpark likes it. Look at the ovation that Jamie Moyer is getting as he heads off the field. In the 8th inning, no runs, 1 hit, 1 man left. 5th, the clinic is led by members of the National Pro Fast Pitch Softball League. Free registration is required. You can email at fandev@phillies.com. What a reaction for Jamie Moyer. We begin the bottom of the 8th inning, and a lot of these folks are on their feet.
Good for Charlie leaving him in here too. You know, he didn't hit for him here. He smells it too. As a manager, you know how amazing this would be if he were to pitch a complete game. I hope he doesn't get on base.
The crowd will go crazy if he does.
Yeah, best thing for him to do is take a seat. But you know, as competitive as Jamie is, he's going to try and get ahead here.
The 0-2 pitch to him. I think that Jesse Chavez, the new pitcher for the Braves, crossed up David Ross. Chavez, the 4th pitcher used by Bobby Cox tonight. Derek Lowe started. He went 5. And then Johnny Venners pitched the 6th. Craig Kimbrell, his major league debut, pitched the 7th. And here's Chavez. Jamie in the last outing, his last outing against the Mets, had one of those big time at bats, which really sent this crowd into a tizzy.
They're cheering his foul balls in there.
Well, they like everything he's doing tonight. He could comb his hair tonight and they would cheer.
Cole Al was looking at it like, you kidding me? I want to do this.
He almost did the other night.
Yeah, he almost did.
Staying alive is Jamie Moyer.
Fouling off 94s, 95s from this guy, too.
Well, he fouls another one off. I mean, this place is going to give him a standing ovation. Again.
He makes it out, they're going to be on their feet again.
And if he walks, they may carry him to first base.
This town has more fun with pitchers at bats than any town in baseball. They don't want the DH here.
Well, Jamie has seen 8 pitches so far in this at bat. He's fouled off a few, and yes, it is camera worthy. Fouls off another one. Oh, nice catch. Rich Doobie likes it. Roy Halladay likes it.
That's just the way they feel. This is fun. I mean, this guy keeps throwing 94, 95. He keeps fouling off.
Look at this. They're all coming to their feet. 11th pitch of the at-bat. A flare down the left field line. Diaz had it played beautifully, and Jamie is retired.
He's in the dugout already.
Well, he wants to go catch his breath.
Son, did you see that? That guy said, that guy's older than me.
He is amazing. 1 out here in the bottom of the 8th inning. He'll warm up that arm, and here's Victorino swinging at the first pitch. And he misses a changeup, and it's 0-1. Victorino tonight is hitless in 4 at-bats. He's grounded out 3 times. He's flat out to left. See Chavez's numbers. This is his 10th game. He started out pitching quite well for the Braves. His ERA has been lifted up over 5 since we last saw him. A guy that throws hard. That pitch there, that changeup was at 84, but he'll bring his fastball in the mid-90s.
Yeah, 10 miles per hour separation. Fastball changeup's always a good thing. That's another reason why Moyer is so amazing, is that his separation is about 4.
But there's constant movement on that separation.
Well, don't see many guys can get by with that kind of separation in fastball changer.
Phillies jumped out to a 3-0 lead in the third on a home run by Jason Worth. They scored 4 in the fifth. All 7 runs that the Phillies have scored in tonight's game came with 2 outs. Victorino pops it up. Foul territory, first base side. Good loss. Coming down, making the grab. 2 outs. Two outs here in the 8th inning. So many folks in this area that have watched Jamie Moyer grow up playing the game of baseball and then eventually pitching in the big leagues and then coming home here to Philadelphia to get a number of games under his belt. He's made over 100 starts in a Phillies uniform. His mom and dad obviously getting a chance to see him pitch in person and be so close to home for so long.
His dad's a great baseball guy too. Really is a good teacher, instructor. Lucky enough to have several conversations with him, and he's fun to talk to about the game. And you can see he probably had a big influence on Jamie growing up.
2-0 the count to Polanco. It's 2-1. Oh, his teammates over at St. Joseph's, who he was with this past off season, celebrating the 100th anniversary of baseball at St. Joseph's University. And he spoke so eloquently at their banquet about just teammates and staying close and what they meant to him. Well, I'm sure that they're enjoying a night like this. Jean Shore, who's back home recuperating after a quick trip to the hospital. I'm sure she, as a big Phillies fan, is enjoying this, and we hope she gets a chance to enjoy many more, including the top of the 9th inning. Jamie Moyer's going for the complete game shutout when we return. Phillies game, plus the Flyers' crucial backs against the wall contest against the Bruins. Get all the news Philly fans need to know on Toyota Sports Night tonight at 10, only on Comcast Sports Night. Flyers have retaken the lead in their game against the Bruins 4-3 in the third period. That's over across the street at the Wachovia Center here at Citizens Bank Park. 47-year-old Jamie Moyer is pitching into the 9th inning. He's allowed just 2 hits, and he has a 7-0 lead. He's facing Nate McLouth, the pitcher's spot at the top of the order. And the count 2 balls and no strikes. The oldest pitcher to throw a shutout, Phil Niekro, at 46 years, 188 days. And you see Jamie's total, 47 years, 170 days. even if he doesn't get the shutout. This has been an amazing performance by Jamie Moyer. A handful of months shy of his 48th birthday. He doesn't like when age is brought up as part of the conversation.
Eric Kinsky on deck. Be the pinch hitter, that left-handed batter.
Little looper. Polanco on the run. Under it. Makes the grab. One away.
He made sure Valdez didn't get anywhere near him that time.
There's Jamie still in the moment. Reminding Ryan Howard that he'll be there to cover on a ground ball to first. Eric Kinsky will go down in Phillies lore as the final out of the 2008 World Series. Very good numbers against Jamie for his career. And he's down to the count 0-1. Omar Infante on deck. Toward first base. Jamie signaled, but Ryan Howard will take it to the bag himself. 2 outs here in the 9th inning. And this crowd is going to go crazy. They're already on their feet. And Omar Infante hasn't even come to the plate yet.
Pretty cool to watch, huh?
Unbelievable. He retired 17 in a row at one point in this ball game. And they started chanting his name right after that. And most have not stopped. Infante is 0 for 3. No 47-year-old has ever thrown a shutout in Major League Baseball history. And it's 1 ball or 2 balls and no strikes.
103 pitches, 104 now, 34 and 70 strikes.
Towards shortstop, easy hop for Valdez. He's got it across the diamond in time. Jamie Moyer, at the age of 47, has thrown a 2-hit shutout as the Phillies have defeated the Atlanta Braves 7-0. Be around this game for a long time, as long as Jamie, and you may never see this again. The oldest non-knuckleballer to pitch a shutout before tonight, Satchel Paige in 1952, at the age of 46 years and 75 days.
Well, that's great to be able to watch that. And the guy from the area doing it, everything about this night, really magic.
A 1-2-3, 9th inning for Jamie Moyer.
What an accomplishment.
Well, he is our Chevrolet player of the game. No surprise whatsoever.
Jamie Moyer, 2-hit shutout. That's the 3-pitch inning where they got a hit, double play on one pitch, out on the next pitch, and then he just kept throwing strikes. He used in and out really well. Got Cabrera to change up. Got that pitch on the inside corner to McLeod. There's a breaking ball in the dirt. And he had a lot of guys just turning him over. And here's the final out of the game with that ground ball by Omar Infante. Unbelievable job by Jamie Moyer, Tommy.
Well, Jamie Moyer, the last time he tossed a 2-hit complete game was back in 1986 against Montreal. And he's down on the field with Sarge. Sarge, take it away.
Hey, guys, thanks a lot. Really appreciate that. Jamie, what a magnificent performance. As your teammates are coming in, bullpen had a rest today. You became the oldest player to throw a shutout.
Really?
I don't know what was better, that at bat you had fouling off pitches or the gym you threw. In control the whole game.
Oh, I felt like I had pretty good command tonight. We made some nice defensive plays, and we were able to score a number of runs, which made things a little bit easier for me. But I had A lot of early count, they put the balls in play. I think in the second inning, I might have had a 3-pitch inning. That kind of stuff really helps.
How about those balls up and in to the big guys? I mean, you make those balls up and in. I think it kind of widens that outside corner for you.
Yeah, I mean, it does help, but, with the lack of velocity that I have, I don't know if it really – they actually were supposed to be in at the belt, and they both got away from me. So, hopefully it had a purpose. But, you would hope that, you can throw some balls in off the plate and try to utilize down and away.
A lot of hitters off balance. Is that when you're at your best? Not a lot of hard-hit balls tonight at all.
Yeah, and the balls they hit hard, they hit the center field, which was kind of nice. But, my whole game is trying to keep guys off balance, so that's the key.
Great job tonight. Thanks for coming on. Tom Wills, right back to you.
All right, Sarge, thank you very much. J.B. Moyer, here's the final out. A ground ball. As easy a night as it was, that's as easy as that ground ball turned out to be.